This episode of the T4 Show is brought to you by Netflix. Watch thousands of TV episodes and movies on your PC, Mac, iPad, iPhone, or TV instantly. All streamed directly to you, saving you time, money, and hassle. For your free 30-day trial, go to netflix.com/GFQ. Hey everyone, welcome to the T4 Show. This is episode number 145 for June 12th, 2013, and we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. We have WWDC, we have Xbox One news, PS4 news, a surprise on what did our co-host here at the T4 Show order. Did they order an Xbox One or PS4? Don't answer that question. Colm at Culmination. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, Michael. How amazing was Monday? It was like Christmas and my birthday all wrapped in one. It was like you wake up in the morning, you have all the press conferences, and then you have WWDC. Should I go back to an iPhone, Michael? Should I?
I don't know. I missed everything. I didn't get to see 5 seconds of any press conference or any sort of thing. This is the first year I missed any part of it. Obviously, I followed some of the live blogs, but it's not really the same thing. Should you get another iPhone? Maybe by the end of the episode, we'll figure it out. Now, also, we have Suncast here. John, how are you doing? Do we have any video on you today? There you are.
Yeah, I have video, of course.
Just checking. Of course you do. Maybe that's why you put your video out first and make sure it takes precedent over mine.
Well, I do, so.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, you know, so people don't know.
You're not important here. That's what it comes down to.
I'm ranked number 4 behind the DBX. It's you, Colm, the DBX, then me. And the DBX is
there you go.
making my voice sound a little bit different. You know, for people that don't know, you know, when Andrew's in town and he's in the city right now, so he's not in the studio. So Suncast has to, from Michigan, right? You have to actually log in to VidBlaster using TeamViewer, which is really not very fast, even when you're doing little stuff like trying to show somebody something. So trying to run a whole production from Michigan, logging in the TeamViewer, using VidBlaster remotely is, you know, the fact that we're even on the air and coupled with my awesome internet connection here in Coral Springs, Florida, really the challenges are just to overcome are just amazing. I'm just going to start logging in through the iPad with LTE. How's that, Colm? Is that probably the best thing to do?
You know what? That might work. I don't know. I've heard that can actually do live shows very well.
I actually used Skype over LTE the other day.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. It worked pretty good.
Disney specials? Have you caught the Disney specials, John? Those are
no.
LTE iPad. They were streamed on with Wirecast over John's over Colm's LTE iPad at Disney. So, and it came through crystal clear, and the recordings were good too. So, but we were able to go live and use up. But within what the second half, the second show we did 2 days. The first day was about an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Second day was about an hour, and we cut off. And you had what, 3 or 5 gigs that we were
left, right?
No. What was the total paid for? 2 or 5?
I believe I only paid for 2, actually.
So it used up about a gig an hour or something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that. We used like a gig an hour, yeah.
So basically...
My Take Radio Rich in the chat room says that he saw those and that we killed it. And he also says that we used the Zoom H4n, which we did.
Yeah, we did. Actually, it was a very good portable setup. And I should go through that. We should tell people in a separate video about that. That was the Zoom H4n with both our XLR mics plugged in with a lot of wind. And I was using an SM58. You were using another dynamic mic. No real wind noise or any kind of background noise that came through. And then we used Wirecast with the HV40, the Logitech C910, and also the Intensity Extreme from Blackmagic, which for some reason I tried it out today, Colm, and it did not work. Did not work.
Yeah, I think that's over.
I think it's definitely over. I think it's a software thing and not a hardware thing because it was recognized, but the software can't work with Skype, doesn't work well with Wirecast, and it's kind of but the Zoom H4.
It doesn't work well with Wirecast? Who would have thought that something wouldn't work well with Wirecast?
Some things do, like your FaceTime camera, but after that, it's all a toss-up.
Right.
That's not it. I started out saying we have a ton of stuff to talk about, and I started just procrastinating about that. But we do have a ton of stuff to really get into. I think we should go with our basic format and start with the non-video game stuff and then end up with the video game stuff. What do you think?
Sounds good. Sounds great.
So we're going to go to iOS 7 at WWDC. So we might be able to get this decision much sooner than we think on whether Colm is going to stick with Android or go to the iPhone. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at it. I love it.
Look at it. Look at that. I love the white one too there, Michael. If I had to get one, I would go white.
Stop. I already got the black one, so
I terrible.
No, it's not a terrible thing. No. So
I had the black one.
I got the black one here. Finally, too, I went through a ton of rugged cases, and I decided to order a $4 bumper, and now it looks like an iPhone again. Very thin. It's almost like carrying a piece of paper now. So, wow. I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about the all-new design, the all-new features. Where would you like to start with this?
I mean, we could do it the way they did it at the press conference. I pretty much just did it the way it's shown on their website. So it's obviously in there. Let's do it that way, the way they show it on their scrolling slider, which is, I mean, the big announcement obviously was iOS 7, right? And what we got here was Johnny Ive pretty much stepping up and saying, okay, I'm gonna tackle this. I'm an amazing designer that does all the industrial design. I'm gonna bring it to the actual OS. Of course, I mean, there's no denying it. It looks beautiful. Can we all agree on that?
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, but is that enough when it's really just a new skin on it? Or is it, Michael?
I don't know. If Suncast could click on learn about the all new features, we're going to go to that because that really does kind of like scroll down for that, and we'll take it thing by thing as far as item. All right, so we have Control Center. Now, a lot of these things that we're looking at right here, if you're a jailbreaker, and especially if you're an Android person who uses third-party apps, you pretty much are familiar with these. And yes, it was pretty much admitted, without admitting it, that it was stolen from some Android. More so, it looked like Windows Phone and WebOS. A lot of that stuff was really taken from. Even John Rubinstein was quoted as saying that OS 10 and iOS 7 took a lot from WebOS. And John Rubinstein used to work for Apple, so I'm sure there's some stuff that he left behind when he went to Palm. So I'm looking right here. The Control Center, I should say, something should be only a swipe away, and now they are. There's a lot of gesture-based stuff in this. So the Control Center is just a swipe up from the bottom, and then you bring up your airplane mode, your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth. I believe that Half Moon is a do not disturb thing, and also orientation lock, and then has whatever song is playing, I assume through iRadio, which they put up there, or maybe even whatever player you're on there. The AirDrop and AirPlay feature are built into that. And AirDrop is a file transfer thing. That's going to be pretty cool, so you don't have to do the bumping like you do with your Samsung phone. AirPlay, though, they've really upgraded this Colm, and I think they're really getting set for the 4K displays and the monitors and the TV sets, because now you'll be able to just AirPlay stuff on a second monitor but still be working on the say MacBook Pro that we have or any other device that you're using. I think that's really good, because right now it's sort of clunky the way you have multiple displays set up on your Mac. Still very useful, but now they're really going to make it a lot more powerful.
Yeah, they're actually basically doing what we've been trying. It's basically doing it so I don't have to have a second computer hooked up with a monitor to actually have something running or playing a movie, or have like email up so I can read while I'm doing work. Yeah, what they're doing with the multiple with the AirPlay is pretty nice. Yeah, but I agree with you. I mean, it's very much, they took a lot of things from Windows and they took a lot from Android. I have to say my favorite feature from iOS is what's coming in 2014, and that's the car integration, if I have to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the market for a new car by 2014, but other people really, moving forward would be good. We could talk about that. You know a little bit more about how it's integrated. I didn't get a chance to watch it, like I said, but the next thing is Notification Center. Now, this is a little bit confusing in a way because I've heard on the lock screen you can actually do actionable notifications, which means if I get a text message from Colm or John, I can answer it right from within there, a la Byte SMS from your jailbreak. Now, is that true? Can you do it from the lock screen? Because I know you cannot have actionable notifications from, believe it or not, Notification Center.
Oh, really? You can't go, like, if I see let's say
that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. I'm looking.
Well, I have not played with iOS 7. Hopefully I will have it to test it this week, but yeah, I don't know if you can. I don't get Notification Center because I feel like they still have not made it useful enough. As like with my Android phone, I'm constantly in the little, I don't even know what that's called, the little drop down drawer, which is so, like, I do pretty much like 50% of my phone use is in that drawer, and I just don't feel like the Notification Center really has a lot that I need to use in there still.
I don't think it does anything, to be honest. I mean,
and Suncast's favorite feature isn't there, the clear all.
Yeah. Yeah, that totally bugs me.
Yeah.
I was about to mention that you can't clear them all. You still have to manually do each set. I think there's still a little X on there for each grouped up, like text messages, emails, tweets, stuff like that. I'm looking right now, and if we go back to the screen for Notification Center, you can see a lot of the iOS 7. The theme is transparency. So, like, you know, as you scroll down with the notification, you can still see the home screen in the background. It's kind of blurred out, kind of has a bokeh effect. And there's a lot of transparency. You know, I was trying out iOS 7 with a coworker yesterday. One of the things I like, there's an animation when you go back to the home screen. It's like a corner animation that comes through. It's really nice. It's not the in and out kind of expand and kind of compress springboard type thing. Now it goes from.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Like, is it more like a page roll?
No, it's not a flip roll. It just kind of goes down like that. It looks smoother. It doesn't. Really? I'm making it sound horrible, but it's not all the icons coming in together like they do on the home screen now.
Oh, I know what you mean now. So yeah, it's usually like it's like a whoosh. Yeah, I got you.
No, it's like a boom down. You know, for the sake of people on audio, I'm sure they should somewhere on YouTube. They're making sound effects like we're doing the old time radio or something.
Right. I'll be sure to cut these out for you.
What's that?
I'll be sure to cut these out of the show for you.
Why do you say that? All right, because you know what the answer is going to be. Don't cut any of this out. Literally, see?
No. I'm gonna cut these and isolate them separately from the show so that we can use them for anything else we do.
Oh, you're going to tie.
He likes to have scound clips
on it. Okay, and start doing some kind of remix thing, and we'll hopefully get paid from Google for it. That sort of thing, right?
It's going to be a GFQ soundboard.
Nice, I like it.
We're gonna have we're gonna have little sections: one for Colm, one for Michael, one for Andrew, etc.
Is there going to be one with all my curse words when I try to do the live reads?
Oh yeah, you'll be able to do your own live read, cut together from Michael Manna's speech.
I'll let Tango and Cash. We'll commit a crime. I'm gonna move on to the multitasking thing here. I can't wait to see that soundboard. By the way, the multitasking. Wow. Colm, did they take a lot from the other OSs or what?
Is this just like WebOS was? Because that's what it reminds me of the most.
Not just like WebOS. The thing that makes this different right away is the fact that you have the icon at the bottom. Now, I like this a lot because I use Windows Phone, and I'm sure a lot of times when you use Android, you know, you can kind of see what it is, but it's a little unclear, even though Android, I think, has the text on the left-hand side of the square box, right? So you can kind of see what you're doing there.
Right.
But on Windows Phone, it just kind of goes to a card. On WebOS, it goes to a card. But on iOS 7, you actually have calendar with the date, music. You know the icon is correlated.
Oh, I see what you mean.
To the card, and you can just swipe it up and get rid of it, which is exactly like WebOS. I don't know how they got around lawsuits for patents and everything with this. Because
this was the one thing. This was the one thing that I was like, wow, that looks just like when I remember when my friend had the Pebble, and it was like, wow, that looks just like it. But I mean, you can almost say that about every feature we're going through here. It's like we've seen everything that we hear somewhere else. I mean, haven't we?
No, pretty much.
I'm not an HD.
So I'm looking now at this is the part probably because you use a Galaxy Note 2 and you want the S4. So the camera is very good on the S4. Let's see if iOS 7 improves the camera here. So you have video, you have panorama, you have a brand new interface at the bottom that's more of a tab feature at the bottom with video, photo.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some of the other stuff. Square. They have filters now, so it's kind of like they're taking from Instagram as well on this.
Yeah, Instagram and Hipstamatic, it looks like. Both of those companies all wrapped into one. And then, yeah, I mean, we've said this many times. This phone has the best camera, and it's nice that they've actually put some more time into the camera app, because we've always said that when you use a Android camera, you have so many features, and then the only difference is, are you able to share them as much with this as you are in an Android environment type phone?
Well, how do you feel? I mean, how do you feel about the actual UI, though? Do you think it compares to the Note 2 or the S4? Or do you think it's better, worse, or just something different?
I think, you know what? I'm not going to say better or worse. I think they're both great. I just think since it's new and it's fresh, it's the new thing that I would love to play with. I mean, I'm totally happy with everything I see here. The only thing that I thought was interesting is I really thought they were going to get rid of the rounded corners on the icons. I thought they would go with more of a square instead of a rounded corner square.
Yeah, maybe that's the next step. I don't think we're quite done seeing what they're going to do to this yet. I think this is very much a preliminary, a beta 1 version of this. Now I'm going to go on to photos. I heard a couple things. I was trying to read up on it. I didn't see too much information on it. There's now that with photos, you can pretty much have ways of going inside collections and stuff like that. I had heard if you start grouping your photos up together, like iCloud or Apple will know and kind of group the photos together how it sees fit. And I don't know if that's exactly the way it was described, because I was trying to read up to see an exact description of it. But it reminded me of that best shot with Google that we were talking about and all this stuff where, well Google's going to look at my pictures and figure out what's best.
Right.
Yeah, to me, that just raised a red flag when I was reading about it and listening about it on different podcasts. Have you heard about that, or has that kind of struck a chord with you?
Yeah, you know what? When we were doing when Suncast, I and Angie were doing it, that was the same thing that I thought of too. It's that weird. I guess there's this new algorithm that's out there that'll basically look at your photo and determine like this is a high quality photo that we need to mark. So yeah, I think they're using the same thing, and I think people take so many pictures now because it's so easy to take pictures. I think no one's really going to care about that.
Every time I hear the word algorithm, I feel like I'm being watched.
I don't know if it's going to necessarily be an
an
algorithm. I mean, it could be just looking at your GPS data and seeing, all right, well, this is the location where this picture was taken, and nearby we have these things. So we're going to determine, based on the photo and the GPS data, where it was actually taken and group it together from there, which means you would then have to have GPS turned on for your photos, which I don't necessarily do that, just out of the fact that I post so many photos online. I don't necessarily want my GPS data tagged in those photos online. So to me, in a way, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on just how they actually do this.
How many people do you know that have said no to location services? Because when you say no to it, that means Google Maps or Maps for iOS or any other thing that you're trying to get directions, and you're just like, oh, I'm just going to turn it all on, whatever. I bet you about 98% of the people do that, and they don't know they have an individual on and off switch for each application for location services. The way you described it, John, actually made me feel even worse about that. You said, oh, it just uses your GPS and it finds out where all the pictures were taken, and then it just decides to take a look at them and do that. Doesn't that sound horrible?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And especially someone like you that travels so much and you're in so many different areas. I mean, you could pretty much get some new stalkers now, it looks like.
It seems like I already got 2, Apple and Google, so and Apple Windows, so it doesn't matter. Just 3 biggest companies in the world. That's all. I don't mind.
And you get a restraining order against them?
But like people say, as long as I'm not doing anything wrong, what do I have to worry about? Well, you know what?
Exactly.
I still don't want anybody looking at the pictures where I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm sorry.
Right. And it's not about doing anything wrong. What about the times? Well, I mean, we're going to get into this more with the whole, what you could have possibly have a console in your house that's going to be listening to you and watching you constantly. I mean, you say you could be doing nothing wrong, but what if you just do something by accident, or you do something you don't want someone else to see? Or, I mean, yeah, we're getting to a point where we have a camera on us almost 24 hours a day now.
I don't like that either. Does the PS4 do that? Or
no, you do not need.
All right, so all right. We'll definitely have something to compare to.
Well, what about your phone? Your phone's got both a front-facing and a back-facing camera, and you normally have it with you, so you basically have a camera looking at you all the time.
Yeah, and with the new S4 feature, with the new, I don't know if you guys have seen that new commercial for the Galaxy. Is that there's a father with a baby, and he's watching a movie while he's rocking the baby, and he falls asleep, and the video stops, and then he wakes up, and the video starts playing. So it already knows when you're looking at it. Yeah, so that's scary.
We haven't determined if that's actually all those features in the S4. We haven't even determined if they work properly. Of course, something that spies on you 24/7 will probably work perfectly, but then the Bluetooth won't work good.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
We're gonna go to AirDrop now. I'm pretty excited about this. You got S-Beam on your Note 2, Colm, and there was really no easy way to share files between iOS devices. Oh, you know what? I want to back up the notifications. I forgot about this. Notification Center. Remember how you used to get notifications, and it used to be like apocalypse for notifications across your Mac, your iPad, your iPhone, everything. Now it actually knows, and it's sort of like IMAP on Gmail. So like when you delete or you read it or do something, it'll show up on the other devices. So when you read your notification, it won't show up on your Mac and your other iOS devices. It'll actually clear.
You think this is going to really work? This is what they promised us before when they brought notifications to the Mac and it didn't work. So I hope this works.
We'll see. You're already back, so what do you care? You're going to get an iPhone.
No, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So AirDrop. AirDrop is this doesn't necessarily work that great on OS 10 right now. I've tried to use it and it's not all that great. So I'd like to see if it works really good. And it says easily share photos, videos, contacts, anything else from app with a share button. So you can share something outside of the standard iOS apps. At least that's what I get. It says tap share. Select the person you want to share with. AirDrop does the rest using Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. No setup required. So obviously you have to
setup required. Yeah. What happens when, let's say you and me are out, right? We're at Disney. I take a picture of at Epcot. And you're like, oh, let me get that picture. Now, the old way was I would just send you a text message and attach it. Now I would do this AirDrop. But if you don't have your Bluetooth on because you're saving battery, then you're going to have to go in. Or now with Control Center, I guess you pop out Control Center and do that. So there is a setup. It's not going to be like you're going to have to always have something on.
No, I'm going to blow your mind with this because I love my Belkin Wemo, which I'm going to give you an update on later. But I really do like ifttt.com. I'll give you a little, it's called recipes, and we're going to get to that later with even more. If I get tagged, say you tag me in Facebook from Disney, which you have. When I get tagged on something in Facebook, it automatically puts the photo on Dropbox for me. How cool is that?
That would be awesome.
It works. I got it. Anytime I get tagged in a photo on Facebook, it automatically uploads that photo to Dropbox.
Really? Oh, yeah. I have that. Right. Correct.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't tag. I didn't know it. Okay. But I didn't know it. My mind doesn't tag.
No. If you get tagged on did I explain this wrong, John? Did I say something? If you get tagged,
Colm just doesn't get things all the time.
I'm going to tag.
Yeah, I know. You have to really slow it down
for you and see if it goes up to your Dropbox. Here we go.
Okay.
If you get
what was that new Colm segment that we have?
What was it?
Calling out Colm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a new segment's called Waking Up Colm because he's not paying attention because he's thinking about Dota 2 or some other crappy game.
No, I was dealing with a Skype issue.
No, you weren't.
Look, it switched back. What's going on? No, what's going on is that
170 down and 60 up earlier.
Yeah, but for some reason it's dropping me in and out of HD, and I don't know why it's doing that today. Like it popped me back in HD, and I don't get it. No,
SmackDown, you?
No, that's on a totally different network now. That will never be a problem.
Good.
And don't talk about that.
So, sorry about that. So he can use the soundboard on that. So anyway, Safari. Okay. You know, I always kind of nod off with this. I always nod off with Safari for some reason, even if I'm watching it. It's
because you don't use it.
I do use Safari all the time. I use it more than Chrome. I'm using it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. All Chrome.
It looks really nice. There's the new tab view. There's unified smart search field. There's shared links. The reading list, which I don't really use a whole lot unless I'm really saving something that I know. All right, here we go. This is where it's good. I just kind of, passed over that. The iCloud keychain and the password generator are going to kill 1Password and LastPass right there.
Right. Go. And now I'm really worried about that. I don't remember. I'm a paid user of 1Password. So now they're offering the same service I paid for on my Mac, which is $50. On my I think iPad was a separate purchase, iPhone was a separate purchase, and now it's going to be a free service.
20 and 10. You paid $80.
Yeah, and now it's a free service.
Yeah, but that's not fair. That's the way it is. That's what Apple does. How many things have we paid for in the past, like Camera Plus? Well, you won't buy it.
Sure,
but
I won't buy that.
How many other apps and services do we buy? The one service that we buy right now every year that still has a value over Apple is Dropbox.
Red Zone. Oh,
Red Zone. Oh, Red Zone has a value of. I mean, I got cable just for Red Zone.
Yeah,
somebody doesn't.
That's probably the best thing you can buy. But listen to this, Michael. My dad has DirecTV now, so guess what that means?
Ticket and Red Zone for free. That means I'll be borrowing your iPad app.
Yes. No. They do this all the time. All right. Why don't we use Suncast as an example? Suncast. Now, we've had this conversation before. You've told me that you don't use any of those password programs, correct?
Correct.
Right. So now with something like this that's going to be built in the OS, would it be something you would use, or you're still not going to touch it?
Here's my thing is that I think that these programs are very helpful. My concern, though, is actually just storing the stuff in the cloud, and I just don't necessarily like storing passwords and especially credit cards, because this thing also does credit cards for you, not just passwords. So I see the benefit of having these cloud-stored passwords and everything, but at the same time, I also see it as a big security risk. And iCloud doesn't necessarily have the greatest security to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Michael, what about you?
Here's my only concern. How's it going to be? Are they going to give people a gateway to import from 1Password and LastPass?
Yeah, exactly.
This new Apple thing.
I don't think they can.
They're very good at closing things off and having the walled garden. Are they going to give people a way to migrate? Because what they're going to do is they're going to cost themselves market share with that, because I'll stick with 1Password, you'll stick with 1Password. You paid for it anyway. So, but if there's a way to converge everything into one, then it might be a good thing. I'm sure 1Password and LastPass are going to come out, either make it cheap or do some feature upgrade. They have to. I mean, what are they going to?
All right. So here's what I just went into 1Password, and there's an export button, and there are two choices. It's 1Password interchange file, so that's a proprietary file type, and text file, which is basically just the text file of everything, which I do just so I have a backup of everything. But there's nothing that's gonna. I doubt there'll be anything you can do to bring in to import into this. No way.
What about Dropbox? Don't you put it up on Dropbox? That's how I back mine.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they have a way. Yeah, that's integrated, right? Yeah.
I sync across Dropbox. So, okay.
Right.
Let me see what else we have here real quick. iTunes Radio, trying to kill Pandora. Pandora doesn't seem worried. You have to be an iTunes Match subscriber to get it for free. How much is iTunes Match? $25 a year?
$25.
$25 a year?
So here's my problem with this. Pandora has been what? 8 years, 12 years, somewhere in there. And they have, what is it? It's called the Music Genome Project. I could be totally wrong, but they have a thing where they run each song through some kind of service, and it's like they spend 20 minutes per song. So it's already built up your likes and dislikes based on how much you've used it. So I don't know. Is this too late? Is what I think.
Just because people that live in iTunes may want this, because that's where this whole thing resides, in iTunes, correct? So
correct.
You'll be able to do that. And also, if you buy iTunes Music, it doesn't. Now, this is the funny part. This is probably a baby step in the way of subscription radio. You're subscribing to it every year with your iTunes Match, but you're still buying songs on the side and doing that sort of thing. Do I see it as something that it's a beautiful app, it does everything, but I don't see it. I don't see, if I'm going to spend extra money and never have to own music and throw stuff on my hard drive, I have no plans to buy, in other words. I'm going to go with Spotify. Same. I'm going to go with Rdio. Because once you're in that subscription column, have you ever been tempted to buy anything since you've been in your music subscription?
No way, because on Tuesdays I can load it right up, and like I guess it was 2 Tuesdays ago, the Daft Punk CD was right there ready for me to listen to. So what's the point? I do not buy music because I don't want to have it taking up the space on my hard drive when I can have everything I want in an app that'll stream it right to me. And if I want to take it on the go, I make a playlist and I say download this playlist to my device, and then it's downloaded for the time that I need it.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm looking at some of these go from your music to more music, edit on the fly, see what you've heard. I mean, it's stuff I saw in
It's all stuff, yeah.
I can see that. So, that's weird. So there's more than 200 genre-based stations, but in Pandora I can create any one I want. So, yeah, right. I mean, the jury's out on that. Hopefully they'll add features by fall, but right now it doesn't look like I'm switching anytime soon. I'm not going to spend $25 a year for that when I'll put that 25 towards, Rdio or Spotify. Or nothing, use Grooveshark for free.
I mean, it is a huge difference. I mean, well, you can look at it one way. Pandora is a free service. You can pay to have the ads removed. This is $25 a year, which is very minimal in my opinion. And then you have Spotify, which is $120 a year. I mean, that is a huge difference. I mean, I don't think this is directly competing. And Birdsoft in the chat is saying that this is not a Spotify killer; it's a Pandora killer. But there is something to say, even though it doesn't directly compete with it, it does compete with it because you have to decide, am I a person that's going to want to buy music and get music recommended to me to then possibly purchase, or am I someone who doesn't care about the purchasing? So it is competing with how you listen to your music.
Well, let's think about this too. With Spotify and Rdio, you can listen offline. So you technically do, as long as you have the subscription, you can carry the music around. You don't have to use up your data connection. You can technically, you're renting it, but the time you have the subscription, the music is yours to listen to whenever you want, off and online. The iTunes Radio, I don't think, has that feature. And if
look at this.
What's that?
On Twitter, we're getting feedback on Twitter, not from the chat room, which is interesting. I can't pronounce. He tweeted you. Can you say it? Enigmatic Myth said Pandora is limited per month now if it's free. I didn't know that. So you only get a certain amount of
40 hours per month, from what I understand.
So that's basically, you could listen to it at work during a month?
40 hours.
That's awful.
Is what I believe it is for the free service.
Because I know a lot of people get to work, they'll pop on music and have it on their 8-hour day. That's 1 week.
But a lot of people that go to work have Pandora One for the $5 a month or $40 a year. Those are the people I know that had it at work. My girlfriend had it too at work, and she would listen to it all day for certain things when she was working at the office, or doing her job. So I know for a fact that if you have Pandora One, it's unlimited, but with the free Pandora, it does cut off after 40 hours.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so that makes
yeah.
Is iTunes Radio going to have a particular limit, or
I would see so.
Yeah,
I don't think it would, because it's so tied into purchasing those songs.
Be careful with your data. You don't know how much data it's going to use up, so be careful. If you have tier data, all this stuff plays into it.
So. I got a text today saying I'm getting close to my cap.
There you go.
Which is unlimited, so I don't know how that's possible.
your cap of unlimited. So you've actually you're reaching affinity. That's congratulations.
Your cap of high speed data.
I do love though, Michael, and this is one thing I think iOS needs. Is on my note too, you can set the data usage, and it will give you a graph, and then break down which apps have used what, so you can see what you're using. Like my YouTube this month was 2 gigs of streaming, and my Twitch was like 1.5. So I mean, it's really cool that you can break it down and see what your usage is. I don't believe you can do that in iOS.
Do you think they're going to bring it by fall? I mean, that would help a lot of the customers.
I think it's a must, in my opinion. I think you need to know what
something
your
for
data
iOS
is going
customers. I'm going to look and see right here because I use it.
Isn't it called Onovo?
Onovo Extend. It presses your data. So you got a lot more data. It's great for people using Straight Talk or the prepaid services where they'll just kind of cut you off, and you know, basically you won't be a subscriber anymore if you go over that limit. Yeah, that's the one, Suncast. That's a very good app and recommended by my friend Aaron, who is a Straight Talk user. So it works. All right, we're going with Siri, which actually hasn't worked too often anymore. So
new voices, though, Michael.
New voices. You're going to like what you hear and see. Siri in iOS 7 gets a new look, a new sound, new capabilities. It features a redesigned interface that fades into view on top of whatever's on your screen. Once again, transparency calm. A more natural speech pattern and a new female or male voice is even easier to understand. And by the way, I'm reading this. This is not me ad-libbing. Siri is faster. No, they couldn't get much slower at answering questions and checking more sources such as Bing. Congratulations, Colm. Wikipedia and Twitter. And it takes on extra tasks like returning calls, playing voicemail, controlling iTunes radio, and more. So what do you think?
I think that Google Now is still a way superior service than this. And I that's the one thing. Like, if I go back to iOS, that would be the #1 feature I would miss from my Android. That Google Now is just the greatest feature on an Android phone, hands down.
It's great on iOS too. Even
that's what I hear, but it's an app, right? It's not built in. That's still
Google search. So here's how good it is. Switch to me right now, please.
Okay.
It's in my bottom thing. Say it. Google search.
Oh, really? So you've really gone to it.
Well, it's really good because I'll open it up and it'll have the voice, or I can type and I'll just say navigate to do whatever. And when I open it up, if I have a package coming, which there's a tracking number in the email, just like on the Android version, it'll see that. It'll see how far I am from work. It'll do the navigation.
So yeah, that's the thing, Michael. And that's the thing. Google, this is why I'm not afraid to possibly go back to iOS, is that Google is doing such a great job with bringing those Google apps to iOS. I mean, in certain ways, most of the Google apps I've seen on iOS, because I have an iPad, are better looking on iOS than they are on Android.
Yeah, that's sad.
Well, no,
I know it is. It's true.
Google makes money. They don't make money with the devices. They kind of make money with Android, but it's only because of Google search, Google navigation, all the stuff that we get. We feed the Google giant information, and they make money off it. That's how they make it, off search, off ads, and now with all this other stuff, all these other services. Pretty much it's just ads, but it's based on search and things that you use with Google Now. Do you agree?
You know, it's funny you bring this up because I think that even the new Maps stuff that they've added kind of looks a little more like what Google is doing with Maps now. But do you also think that that Apple might try and steal a little bit of what Google Now is doing and bring that to Siri?
Oh, I would almost say that they better.
I don't know if they have the data to do it. That's where Google
I see what you're saying.
A little bit more. They don't have the data mining time. That's why the Maps for iOS is so far behind Google Maps, because I remember having Google Navigation on my Nexus 1. That's how long that Google's been doing this. So, you know, that's why I think all the iTunes radio stuff, the iCloud stuff, and now, you know, as Maps is used more by people, they get the data, they get to know things. There's a whole bunch of crowdsourcing stuff, basically getting information from the users. So it'll take time. So, you know, Siri, we'll see. It searches Wikipedia. It searches Twitter, too.
It searches your Wikipedia page? Let's do it.
No. Wait till the fall. The App Store, going here. I know you keep trying to segue over to the art deal. You're not going to do it. Not this time. Here's what I don't like. I don't like about the App Store. Just personal opinion.
It's awful. Come on.
Well, I'm just talking about the apps near me. I don't understand that.
Oh, I mean, that's so stupid.
That's another battery killer. But the number one thing is obviously Apple's watching me, just like with the photo thing, and I don't like that.
Yeah, no. It's so funny that they have the App Store where it's near me, and then the next thing is the whole Find My Phone activate thing that they did. It's like almost like you're coming across the Big Brother, and then you've got the maps in your car. It's like you get to the Big Brother area of the website.
Yeah. So what do you think about the new Find My iPhone feature? Explain the.
Oh, they had to do this. I mean, I think the number one thing stolen now is an iPhone.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's the number one product stolen, and the thieves are able to steal these, basically wipe them, and they sell them on the black market, and they get activated. Now it pretty much you have to sign in with your Apple ID, or the phone is pretty much useless. So this is really going to deter theft, I think, and it's something that the world needed.
Thanks for switching the camera angle while I took a drink out of the big water.
Oh, he's got Zephyrilius, everyone. Stand back. He's got Zephyrilius.
Yes, I do. I'm going to get tested for it often.
Yeah.
Coming in 2014, iOS in the car, the best passenger ever. You take it away, Colm.
All right, so we'll have to see. I mean, this little display that they have here is kind of interesting. I don't know what this is. I guess this will be built in the cars, and your phone will just connect to it, or I don't know. Does your phone slide into it? I don't really understand that, but what it does. I mean, this was a dream when I first saw Siri and used Siri. I was like, oh, come on, this is a no-brainer. And you've seen the videos, and you even know someone that mounts like iPad minis into cars because
I want that done.
Yeah, so it makes sense. And this is like a whole special UI in a way designed for the car. And I think this is the best implementation. I cannot talk today.
Implementation.
Yes, that word of iOS like in a car. It's unbelievable. So yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, who wouldn't be? Look at that.
How much are they going to charge for it?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be one of those add-ons that you're going to have to pay like $800 when you're at the car dealership. So
well, that's not bad. I'm talking about maybe it's going to be in like the big $2,400 package with Bluetooth and GPS.
Oh yeah,
like they're going to no, that's pretty expensive stuff when you get into all that stuff.
Right, but look at it. Does that not look incredible?
Yeah, I just don't see. I don't think you're going to be sliding your device in here. I think it's going to do it. You know what I think it's going to do? AirPlay.
Oh yeah, there you go.
AirPlay, and then that'll be able to sync it up over like ad hoc on the phone, and that'll pretty much be it. That's what I figure. AirPlay will be a little more secure than Bluetooth. Not sure though.
We just spent 45 minutes on iOS 7.
No, we
Good
didn't.
Lord.
All right. Yeah, let's OS 10 Mavericks. Let's just there's a lot of stuff with that, man. We're not going to be able to do it. It's going to be too long. All right. So iTunes Radio we already did. Airport,
well, they can basically everyone can basically go back and watch. Andrew, John, and I did a live, what would you call it, John? Like a live commentary?
Live coverage.
During WWDC? Yeah, live coverage. Yeah. So you can watch and hear everything on that. I mean, we can basically, here's what it comes down to, Michael, and I just want to hear your thoughts on this. I love what Apple has done here in the way that Microsoft didn't. Microsoft said, okay, we're going to make Windows 8 and we're going to throw a tablet skin on there, and then you've got your desktop in the background. Apple has decided there's a desktop iOS, and I believe we talked about this last show. There's a desktop iOS and there's a mobile OS, sorry. And they're going to be separate things. And that's what I want, because I don't need iOS on my desktop computer that I do work on. And that's all I have to say about it.
We thought the iOSification of Mac was going to happen, and happily it isn't. They're going to keep it separate.
It isn't.
That's going to be good. By the way, if you live in Broward County, I just got a text. Don't drink the tap water. E. coli boil water alert for Broward County. Congratulations.
Where do you live? No internet, no water. You live in the third world country?
I moved to India. I actually went to the gym today, and the water fountains were covered with plastic. The drinking fountains, and I said, well, what's going on? You know, it said, water shut off due to contamination. And I said to the guy, I go, hey, man, what's going on with the water? And he goes, it's contaminated. I go, well, obviously, you're one of the higher ups in Homeland Security since you have all the inside information. Jerk off.
So you have terrible internet and no water now.
Yeah.
Great.
And a hurricane's probably going to come through any time now. So congratulations. Maybe I should move up to Baltimore. How's that?
I don't live in Baltimore, so that's fine. Baltimore's.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. All right, let's go through it real quick now. Real quick. All right, we got the new Airport Extreme base station. It's based on the AC technology. If you don't know what that is, you're not going to need it. Did you get one?
Here it is, everyone, before I probably cut off my internet by accidentally pulling everything. This is it, everyone. I picked it up thinking I could go and get this, and my Retina MacBook would have AC. Little did I know, only the MacBook Airs will utilize AC. So it's using still the standard, what is it, N? But I must say, I was using the Verizon router and I was getting 25 down, 25 up. I plugged this baby in. Now I'm getting 150 down, 65 up, which I pay for. So I don't know. It's giving me a clearer signal. Plus, I'm getting incredible signal. I have 3 floors here in the new house, and I can be upstairs. I can be in the basement. I have full signal. I've utilized, you can see on the back, it's got all the ports. I've utilized plugging in a USB hard drive in the back, so you can access files through that hard drive, which I don't know if you could do on the old one. I think it was only the printer before. But yeah, I love the new design. It's a little weird at first when you see it. You're like, why is it so tall? But the footprint is smaller, and it's $199. If you need a router and you're not getting the speed you want, I highly recommend this because it was so I set it up with my iPad too, which was unbelievable. So yeah, if you need better speeds, pick it up.
How much?
$199.
Oh my God, it's the same price.
And
by the way,
the time machine is $299 and $399. Sorry.
What is? Oh, that's the time
capsule
one.
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick about this. I mean, what was I going to say? I forgot. I'm so mad. The Air Disk function, you could do that with the Airport Extreme before. It's called Air Disk. It's in the system preferences. It never worked right. I mean, it's very slow, so you'd have to test that out and let me know what you think about that. This looks like a ton, like six Airport Expresses stacked one on top of the other. It's pretty cool. I like it. Now I want one.
Yeah, no, it's great, Michael. I was gonna get it and I was gonna take it back if it wasn't giving me my speeds, but I couldn't believe when I went to speed tests and I was getting those on those are Wi-Fi speeds and they're the same as my wired speeds now with this. I don't know what it does differently, but it's doing something. You know what's weird? Have you ever noticed this? If you open up speed test on your mobile device, it only goes to 25.
No.
Why is that? Yeah, if you look at it, the meter only goes to 25. So when I do the speed test with it, it goes like that and just sits there on the top. So you can't really get a real.
Does the number go above 25 or just the meter?
Yeah, no. The number will just sit there and the meter just sits there and it'll only just say 25. And I don't know if that's some kind of.
Does it measure it accurately?
Yeah, because then when I do it with a computer, I get the accurate number.
Right.
Isn't that weird?
This might be good for me to see if it solves my connection problem too. Because maybe.
Well, if you need one, if you need a router, it's definitely a wireless router. I highly recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm glad we didn't skip over that. I didn't get a chance to really see it. So now here's the thing. You just said, will it work with anything? It won't work with anything but the MacBook Air, but you're incorrect because it will work with the new Mac Pro coming later this year.
Oh, that's right.
This thing is absolutely, I think it's beautiful. I don't know why people were making fun of it. I think it looks great. A lot of people are saying, no, you can't expand it. You can't put PCIs in it. You can't do this. You can't do that. It's got 6 Thunderbolt 2s, which is the next generation Thunderbolt, backwards compatible, 6 of them. It's got, 4 USB 3.0s.
Yeah.
It's got, what else? I'm going to look down here. I'm trying to see. All right, 6 Thunderbolt 2s. The PCIe bandwidth is 40 gigs a second. It's got up to 12 cores. And it's just amazing. It's 2 times faster
up to 60 gigs. I believe up to 60 gigs of RAM you could get into it.
60 gigs a second memory bandwidth, 2 times higher bandwidth than a current MacBook Pro. I'm just looking design. Wireless.
Much better graphics built in. GPU is much better. 7 teraflops, which is great. I mean, here's the deal. I mean, no price has been given to us yet. I kind of side on what Andrew was saying about how he thinks this is going to come in at a reasonable price, and it's going to be like a 2-year machine. Because the whole thing with the Mac Pro is that it was expandable. You can't expand this. This is like a turbine. What are we?
Do you think?
Where are you going to get things for this?
You think we're going to talk anywhere from depending on how many cores you get, 4, 8, 12 is probably going to be what you're getting. 4, 8, 12 is usually what they do, or even they do the odd hexacore one. 4, 8, 12 is going to be 2,000, 2,500, $3,000, or maybe 3,500 at the very, very most. But they're going to come in under $2,000 with the base model to really make people with iMacs who are looking for a little more power, a lot more expandability, and they're going to do that. I think the 6 Thunderbolts is amazing, especially since it'll drive 3 4K monitors. Plus, with Thunderbolt, you could do a ton of video editing, and you don't have to worry about expanding hard drives. I got that Seagate Thunderbolt adapter, Colm. Plug it in. It's my scratch drive. I can just plug in laptop drives all day.
Yeah.
And this thing, it's a lot shorter. The fan looks like it's going to keep it a lot cooler than the original Mac Pro, which was a heat machine. And this thing can sit on your desk. It's pretty damn cool. Oh, also has HDMI 1.4, so you can now drive another display with the HDMI. And now with Mavericks, it's better to have multiple displays too. So this thing's probably going to be released right after OS 10 is released. I don't know if it's going to be the same time as iPhone and iOS. I think what's your timetable on both of those, iOS and Mac OS 10?
I would assume we're going to have another Apple event in late July to talk about the next iPhone. That's what I think.
An event, and then no, I think they're going to do September again.
Right. Well, I'm saying late July to announce it, then it comes out in September. Are you saying everything in September?
No, last time they did September and they released 2 weeks later. Remember, or was it October?
Oh, was that it?
The fall event.
I don't remember.
I think this Mac Pro. I don't know if they're going to wait till end of the year, or if they're going to bring this out before or they're just going to do them all at once. It's there's 2 different markets for these.
I just don't see the market for this because Mac Pros right now are used in production houses and they're just thrown under desks and they're have dust all over them. And this is a beautiful piece of machinery that you're going to want to have out on your desk and stuff. And what do those people care as long as it's powerful? That's what I don't get.
Yeah,
that's my only problem with this. Yeah.
Okay.
It just needed to be a powerful box. That's all he needed to do, and they really went above and beyond it.
What if it's in the same exact price point as those 3 most expensive iMacs you can get? And it's like you get this or this. Then what do you?
I would get this. I would get this, and I'd get a Thunderbolt, hopefully a new Thunderbolt 2 display.
Yes, that could be the next thing that comes. Actually, but if I have an LED cinema display that I could plug into the Thunderbolt because it's the same exact port as a display port, so it still works.
You know what? Matt Dunner in the chat room brought up something about this too. He also says, "Don't forget it's made in the USA," so that is going to drive the price up, which I'm definitely a fan of. I definitely think to keep the money here in America is great, and to pay more for it makes sense. But if it's going to be a price that people can't afford, then I have a problem with it.
That could jack it up at least. That could be a $500 premium right there because they have this designed in California thing right now. So that would be, that's a good point. So it could be the whole support America by buying the Mac Pro campaign.
Yeah. That's very hot. I'm using it myself.
That's a pretty good campaign. Oh, stop it. Stop. You get to plug your business in a while. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So now we're going to find out. We sort of know, even though you won't admit it, that you're going to go to the iPhone. We know you're coming back to iOS. Welcome back. Just a matter of time. Just like with everybody else who goes away to Android, they're going to be back soon enough. But now the real decision comes up, Colm. Now, will you get an Xbox One or a PS4? Or
it's finally time?
Have you already pre-ordered?
Yes, I have, Michael. I have already pre-ordered. I have already made my decision. It is already in. I got the confirmation email.
Save it until the end.
I couldn't be, let's just say, tease it. I could not be happier with the decision.
and you don't even have the box yet. So we're gonna have to figure out what.
Right.
You know what? Let's go backwards because how else were you gonna? People are gonna know if I say, well, what do you like about this one and this one? They're gonna automatically know. So which one did you buy?
All right, I went and go ahead and pre-ordered the PS4.
Real.
And it's pretty simple for me. I mean, already off the top, the easiest thing to say is it's $100 cheaper. Really, it's $50 cheaper because you have to purchase PS Plus, which I am already purchasing. So whatever. So you have to purchase it to play online. The rumor now is that when you get the Xbox One, you get a free year of Xbox Live. So that's why it's only $50 difference. Then the second reasoning was all this. I mean, we sort of talked about the privacy is all this DRM thing, and Microsoft or Sony really capitalized on what Microsoft came out and said before E3 about how we're gonna kind of like stop the used game market. You can only trade it like 10 times. The system has to check in once every 24 hours, and basically PS4 is saying, no, here are your discs. You can trade them as much as you want. There's not going to be any DRM. You can sell your games, do whatever you want. And what it really also comes down to me is that I thought about all the first-party games and the exclusives. And when I think about Uncharted and now this game coming out Friday, Last of Us, those games really like stick with me longer than, let's say, the Halo, which is now made by a different company, and the Gears of War, which... Yeah. And Gears of War, which they just released a newer version of that game, and it really was nothing spectacular. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Sony, and I'm going to hope that now that we're paying for an online service, it's going to be a better experience.
Did you guys see that video that they did where they were saying the sharing aspect of it, and they were just totally begging on Xbox and Microsoft?
I just put that in the show notes, and I said, John, play this in a second when I cue, and there it is. That's exactly the video I just looked up. The official.
Yeah, let me bring up the notes and get that for you.
This is genius. This is genius. This video, in my opinion,
official PlayStation used game instructional video. We're gonna play the whole thing because that's about how easy it is.
Here it is.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't have audio for this though, so
it's okay.
I can only show the video.
There you go.
I'll play that again for you though, because it was so short.
He says thanks at the end,
so they know they got the instructions down pat. They know what to do. Step 1. Yeah, pay attention, everyone. Pay attention. Sharing the game.
This was great. This was so smart. And during the press conference, Jack Tretton, the guy at Sony, pretty much just had a checklist of everything that everyone was mad about online about Microsoft, and he just went down that checkbox and just basically did the exact opposite. And they, in my opinion, won E3. And everyone that I've talked to, there's only 2 other people I know that are still Xbox fanboys, but everyone else there all went PS4. And I really think, and this happens, I think every generation a different company takes it and wins. And at the beginning, I mean, this is way too early, nothing's even out yet, but I think after E3, I think Sony is in the lead.
Yeah, but what do we have left? I mean, that was pretty much that was the last big chance for these companies to show what they had before. You know, I think it's smart they had pre-orders too to prevent all these stupid lines and people getting trampled, and that was also
well. We didn't have Amazon 8 years ago, did we? You couldn't do this, so now it's even better.
You still pre-order it online at GameStop or whatever other company. You could have did something online. It's
true.
Just now. I mean, thank God they did it. I think they were saying we'd rather get people to get it in their hands that day than to wait in line and cause some sort of buzz. There's enough buzz behind both these boxes. Is there anything else that sticks out about the differences between the PS4 and Xbox One? I mean, is there just do you think the gameplay is going to be a lot better? You talked about the games, but do you think they're going to be pretty much uniform from Xbox One to PS4? They're 2 kind of different architectures in the way they, we've seen real gameplay on PS4. We've seen rendered trailers on Xbox One. So, I mean, what if the games aren't as full featured on PS4?
True. I think we're gonna have to wait. Yeah, that's all. We'll have to wait to see. I mean, I think I think you're not really going to go bad with either one. I mean, to be honest, they're both incredible systems. The games are going to be incredible. The only thing that's weird is like Kinect, and you have my current Kinect. And how many times have you used it since I sent it to you? Probably zero. Yeah, I mean, they're making you use this Kinect with the new Xbox, and it's always on, and it's always listening to you, and the camera's always looking at you. So. I don't know. Do I really want that in my living room? No. So with the PS4, you don't have to have a camera. So that's another reason is that we had just talked about this. I don't want another camera staring at me all day. And who knows what they're going to do? Let's say they turn it on. They decide, oh, let's just hear what Colm's talking about right now. And they turn it on. Who's to say they can't turn it on and record conversations I'm having in my living room? I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. There's no games I want that uses it either.
I've got you paranoid, haven't I, now? After all these years.
A little bit. So which one about you, Michael? What about you?
I didn't order either one. I didn't pre-order either one. I think it's making a bet right now on one or the other. And I'm really curious. The one thing that I'm worried about is the cost of the games. What are these games going to cost? So
they're same price. Really if you go on Amazon. If you go on Amazon, they're $59.99.
There's a couple of them that are $100. I don't know if they're special editions or whatever. So,
okay,
yeah. So,
yeah. There's a lot of great games out there.
We're not going to cover the games. We had a bunch of games listed, but that's all speculation too. You can see the trailers up there. E3's got their site up. You can go to IGN, and I don't know. I was surprised too. I mean, the Xbox One PS4 thing we're probably going to revisit on a weekly basis until whenever it's released. But you had Skype messaged me while I was at work telling me Nintendo's press conference was on. I thought they weren't doing anything this year at all. They did their own separate from E3.
They did a 40-minute recorded little thing to show off what they have to offer. But, Michael, let me just tell you, they did this whole thing, and yes, they have your Mario Kart. Yes, you have a new Mario 3D World. But all these games that they're talking about in this little thing, 2014. So, once again, you have this system that's going to be a year old come December or November, and you're not going to have anything to play on it still. You're going to have to keep waiting. I just don't understand what they're doing. I guess the only bright spot, I guess, for you is that in the new Mario game, you can wear a cat suit and you can be a cat.
Yeah, you thought that was going to make me spend a bunch of money.
Right.
I actually got some Wii U stuff from Nyko, and that's what I was saying to you. Should I get a Wii U, and is it worth it at all? And you were just like, I don't know. I mean, the 3DS XL looks like a better buy for me or for anybody than Wii U.
I would agree.
So we might be doing the Nyko giveaway on these products because I can't get them
right.
unless you want me to sell me yours. I mean, Arkham City looks really good, and if football, let me ask you this. With baseball season going strong right now, do you have that second screen experience for the baseball with the Wii U? Have you tried that? No?
It doesn't work.
Nothing. It doesn't work.
No. They haven't done anything new to it since it launched. I don't get it. They feel to me right now, so it feels to me right now that Nintendo is like, remember when Sega was like sort of at the end where they were putting out the 32X, everything, trying to do anything they could. It feels like Nintendo's doing that. It's only a matter of time, I think, till they realize, okay, we can still make a system, but maybe we should license some games out to other systems because they would make a killing.
Well, maybe why bother even making a system? Why not just have these games? Like, imagine, like, I wish people were talking about like begging for Mario and all that stuff to come to iOS and mobile gaming. They could make a fortune on mobile gaming just on that alone.
Yep.
We'll see. They might be forced. It looks like they're getting forced to do that no matter what. So whether they make the decision or not, it's going to happen. Okay, so covered that. That's the E3 stuff. Like I said, we're going to, talk about Xbox One and PS4. I don't know which way to go. One quick question for the people and for me, Colm. Is the Xbox One and PS4 still day one pre-orders? Meaning if I pre-ordered either one, I'll get it on release day, or is it back-ordered now?
No, I think I even got an email today from Best Buy saying you could pre-order. So I think that You can go and pre-order in multiple locations, probably online as well. I don't think you'll have any problem.
Oh, cool.
Who knows though? There'll probably be a huge conspiracy before it comes out saying they can't match the pre-orders, and then some people get screwed. You know that'll happen.
They'll create the demand. They'll create.
Yeah, of course.
And tell you, but you can go in and wait in line at midnight and do all that stuff and risk your life.
Right.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, so we're gonna go to a couple different reviews, a couple different updates that we have. I've been really lucky enough to get some cool stuff lately. The first thing, it's weird. I went from having a Pro Clip in my Honda Element, which is an excellent piece of, it's an excellent accessory for your iPhone or whatever other device you have. It's really molded nicely, but it's also pretty expensive. I got in touch with a company called, I think it's pronounced Kenu. It's Kenu, one N, Kenu. And they have a product called the Airframe. And it's one of those things, Colm, where you're just like, oh my God, I wish I thought of that. It's so simple. And bring up the site here, John. Basically, the Airframe is a portable car mount, but the thing that's cool about it is it attaches to your air vent, which is great. I mean, it's awesome, and it has such a snug fit. It fits on either the air vent, like the one shown here is the one on my Honda Accord. There's also, you can see the video of the guys, with the suction cup and all that stuff, and then people holding the phone and, kind of fiddling around. But this one sticks right in the car vent. It's very convenient. And for the first time, I looked at the iPhone 5 and I said, man, it's great that the headphone jack's on the bottom, because now I can actually have my ear pods plugged in. I can be driving, talking on the phone, and also have the lightning connector plugged into the car thing. And it's all right there. It's very accessible. I got my GPS and everything. And for $24.95, Colm, this is an unbelievable accessory as a gift, as something you want to buy for yourself. It's just so affordable, and it really, really works. And I like it. The thing I do like about it too, it's not molded just one phone. So it has a little spring thing that comes out. So anything from my iPhone 4, which is 4 inches, up to even the Samsung Galaxy S4. They say 4.8 inches, but they contacted me and said that the S4 is compatible with this. However, your Note 2 isn't. It's a little bit too wide. So there are some limitations to the accessory, but I think it's an amazing accessory for $25.
Yeah,
and a stand. It's also a stand. I forgot to show that. It's a little stand.
Yeah, SA and I have we have one that we've gotten from Best Buy that we've had to use, and especially I had to get a different one because I have a Note 2, so I needed something bigger. But yeah, I don't. If you have a smartphone in your car, I know most people usually put them in their cup holder, but I need to have it right there, so while I'm driving, I can keep my eyes on the road and see anything that comes along. So yeah, I highly recommend these.
Yeah. There's one that I'm going to test out that's a GoSmart product that attaches to your steering wheel, and it has the same thing where you put the phone in there and it kind of laces around the top of the steering wheel. But I'm going to check that out because as you turn the wheel, I don't know how that affects the phone. I'm sure it's got to move with it. It's going to be a little more cumbersome, but it's actually right in front of you on the steering wheel. So I have to see how that attaches to the steering wheel, how it compares. But for now, I think the Airframe is the go-to for anybody that wants to mount it very easily. Anybody that goes from rental car to rental car like I do sometimes. It's a great accessory. That it's only about that. It's only about that big, so it's really portable, and can't say enough good things about it. And their customer service is very good. So give them an email if you have any questions, or just order it. It'll come in about a week or so. Nice. Now my next thing, yeah, it's very nice. Now, my next thing I want to talk about is, it's popular with me, but it's not very popular in my household right now, and that's the Belkin Wemo. Some people in the house think that they're living in Shawshank. Some people in the house think that they're living under the Nazi regime of lighting. I like to think that I'm actually taking a step to automate my home. I'm making things easier for everybody. I'm doing it for them, not for me, and they don't seem to be catching on yet. However, they were nice enough to send me a second one for some reason, so now I can control 2 lights, which made everybody in the household much happier than even before. And it's very good, man. You know what's funny is I saw the Wemo Baby thing, and I was like, I wish this was out before, like when you were about to have JMAT, we were all chipping in to get you a gift, and you wanted the baby monitor, and it looked like that this would have been it if it was really out at the time. So when you have your second kid, I'll be able to buy this for you.
Nice. Yeah, that looks really cool. Yeah, I got to get into this automation, especially now that I'm in this house. It'd be cool to have, especially in my like office area, so I can check, did I turn the light off when I left and all that. So yeah, very cool.
I think this, and you have a huge home, probably have a ton of lights in there. Between this and the Philips Hue bulbs, which are way more expensive, it should set you back quite a bit. How many light bulbs do you think you have in the house and lamps?
Oh my God, I have no idea. 20
dozen, maybe 20.
Yeah.
So the Philips Hue for 3 bulbs and the air, the Wi-Fi thing, the base station, that's $200, and each bulb is $60 a piece.
Oh my God.
These Wemos are actually not bad because for the Wemo Switch Plus Motion, I think it's now $75, and for the actual Switch, it's around $40. That's not too bad to plug in the light you already have and be able to control it. Like right outside here, like I set up with ifttt.com. Once again, I set it to where the light automatically goes off at 10 p.m., whether I remember or not. I think that's really good. And now I'm going to set it to turn on at 7:30 p.m. So I know I don't have to worry about anything. And also, if I forget, I forget so much to turn the light off in the living room, I just turn it off if I go to bed before 10. So it's really a nice little thing. It really does work. The setup is very easy. And, it sounds like we're doing an infomercial for the airframe in this, but there's a lot of good technology out there that we're using, and we're having a lot of good success with. Finally.
True.
Not 3%.
Finally. Yeah.
So I say so a lot. I have to stop doing that.
No.
Wow, that's really cool. I just looked at the Wemo baby.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it looks like it has like a volume meter on the baby. So, you can baby calling line 1. That's pretty cool. I'm thinking, when are you guys going to have another kid? I'll have to buy this for you.
All right. So, no, let's not talk about that.
This would be the only reason you need to have a kid, so I can buy this for you.
So I can get that? Yeah, okay.
I wonder if I can monitor the kid and if she starts crying.
From Florida, you can be like, Colm, your baby's crying?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about my baby. I'm talking about the kitten. I just IFTTT. I just got a thing saying the Phillies lead the Twins 2-0 at the, because I put up a thing saying text me whenever the Phillies score. That's pretty cool. Home automation.
So Michael,
I got your housewarming gift now. I just thought of it. Besides the Drobo and the Sadio case for Alyssa, I know what I'm getting you.
So Michael, talk about our shirts.
I'm going to. I'm sorry, I was spouting off about the home automation thing.
I know.
But yes, we have shirts. I'm bringing them up right now. John, if you could bring them up, it's the prowrestlingtees.com/Stevie Richards. And we got right now, as of now, 5 shirts that we have on. We're going to add 2 more. We're going to add the BWO shirts, the TBWO shirts, whenever we find that design, and also a couple that you may just design for this site. The T4 Show shirts are right here. If you click on that link, John, right there. And these are the official T4 Show GFQ colors of orange and blue. And Ryan, the guy who runs Pro Wrestling Tees and also 1 Hour Tees, told me the blue actually looks a lot better. It's just a rendered thing right here, so you'll be very happy with it. And we were even thinking about making the logo a little bit bigger. But I think that this is going to be great because they print on demand, they ship. ProWrestlingTees.com handles everything for us, and the guy's been emailing back and forth with me all day. And also, if you can, John, on the right hand side on the shirt, you can pick. We're going to add colors to this, but you can pick what type of shirt. Do you want the basic shirt? Do you want a ladies fitted shirt now? Do you want a long sleeve T-shirt, or do you want a youth T-shirt for this? And also, we're going to get the ringer tees that have the different color. You can order a baseball jersey. You can email them. They'll be able to get you whatever you don't see here because they have different styles of shirts, and it's amazing. I'm really glad I signed on with them. It's a great deal for us, and it finally gives us, and even me with the wrestling stuff, a way to get T-shirts to people in a selection that I can without investing a ton of money up front and getting them the shirts quickly. And we've already sold a couple SRX training shirts, which you said you really like, the black on blue there. Mm-hmm. And I sold an I'll Show You shirt. And I think after the show, hopefully we'll have a couple T4 show T-shirt sales.
Yeah, because everyone always asks, where can we get a shirt? Where can we get a shirt? And now there's a place for you to get a shirt. So we'll have the link in the show notes. But if you go to prowrestlingtees.com/Stevie Richards, you can go look at it right now.
Yeah, and it's easy as that. And they ship them out on demand, so you don't have to wait for them to make like 100 of these or anything like that. The Dr. Stevie one's pretty cool, too. You like that one, right?
Yeah, I do like that, yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to be getting these shirts, too. You should be able to see what they look like. I got them sending us a few of them. And John, if you want some, and Andrew. So we'll have a few of them. I might even see if Andrew wants to add a GFQ shirt. You know, if people are interested in doing that, he can do it on the site. And
good luck with that.
Why?
You know how long I've been trying to get a GFQ shirt from Andrew? I've been a part of GFQ for like 3 years now, and I still do not have a GFQ shirt.
I have one.
Oh, we got a few questions. Hold on a second. And we are planning maybe to add our Twitter names underneath the T4 Show logo, like we do on the artwork. I just want to let people know they have all sizes. I think they do have up to 4XL, and they ship anywhere in the world. UK, Australia,
oh, nice.
Bars, it doesn't matter. They'll ship anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, I asked them today. There was a lot of UK people that were tweeting me and sending me messages on Facebook. They ship internationally anywhere you need, UK, and I think the sizes do go up to 4XL, Ron, but they obviously will cost extra for 3 and 4Xs.
Oh, wow. That's great that they ship anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a huge part of when they said that. I was like, oh, I'm completely sold now. I don't want to carry these T-shirts to the UK next week. I'd rather just go to the merch table, Colm, and just say, here you go. Here's the iPad. It's connected. Order right now, and then I'm going to email you.
Yeah, exactly.
As easy as that, and you'll get it. You'll get it in about a week. So you have other wrestlers on here too that have great shirts and everything. But just go to mine and buy mine. Don't worry about them. How's that? Is that good self-promotion?
I agree.
You always accuse me of not being good about that.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that.
Yeah, we need, besides feeding my cats and you now with the new home and everything, we need money to actually keep up our Netflix subscription. Even though it's $8 a month,
yes,
we definitely need the funds to keep that because we can't live without it. And if you aren't sure if Netflix is for you, you can try it for 30 days by going to netflix.com/GFQ. Am I doing this read okay so far? This is off the...
That was really good. Yeah, I like it.
Really good. Good segue. I just ruined it.
Yeah, it really was.
But netflix.com/GFQ, basically 30-day free trial. I say it every week. You're not going to last for the 30 days. You're just going to say, screw it. I'm paying the $8 a month, or now for the family, what, $12 a month? Colm?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, maybe $12.99. Not sure.
$12.99. But that just means you can stream up to 4 devices all at once, which really, honestly, never happens. Even when we had our Netflix marriage and we were kind of sharing stuff, we never exceeded the limit. I never got shut down or anything like that. So it's just simultaneously 4 can be running at the same time. So that would be good for that. But if not, the $8 one, try it out and see how you like that. Netflix.com/GFQ. Now I'm going to make history and pick something different for my Netflix pick.
Wow. What is it, Michael?
It's kind of a movie you would like because you're into that kind of thing. It's called That Guy, ... who was in that thing. And it really, I'm going to read documentary about 16 actors who detail their ups and downs as they struggle to forge careers in Hollywood. They play cops, lawyers, bosses, best friends, psychopaths, politicians, everything in between. Now you'll know who they are. So many people in this, I remember from just, they're basically character actors that played all these different parts and everything. And it's like I said, I'm trying to think of people's names, and it's like, well, you know these people, you've seen them in a bunch of different shows, bunch of different movies, and this theme of this whole show really shows that, like, by the way, they've had pretty. Oops, my headphones just went out. Am I back?
Well, I definitely want to see it. Yeah.
I'm back. All right. My headphones went out. No, when you watch it, it's like, wow, these people have been in a lot of stuff and they've had pretty successful careers for what they've done. And the whole theme is just kind of that cool little sit back and relax and listen to a story type documentary. I like it.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because I love documentaries. And Michael, my pick is something that people would think that would be your pick. And the reason why, first I'll tell you, it's Justice League Doom. I believe that's been your pick before. And I have to credit Essay with this. He came over to help me mount some TVs on Saturday. And he popped this on the TV. And I started watching it. And I was like, oh my God, this is really good. And then I had to watch it again. This is a great Justice League movie, and it gets me super excited because this Friday is the new Superman movie, which I'm hearing great reviews about. So, yeah, Michael was right. Justice League Doom, check it out. It streams instantly.
Yeah, I'll give you a brief synopsis of it since I've watched it about 1 million times, and then 1,000,001 in about 10 minutes, which is always great and always well received. It's about as well received as the Wemo when I plugged it in. Justice League Doom is incredible because Batman's the ultimate kind of like he plans for every contingency plan on top of contingency plan. And in this, Vandal Savage, who's an immortal villain throughout the ages, he basically steals Batman's plans against the Justice League. The Batman has contingency plans to stop the people he's what's the word? I can't do it either. The people he's teamed up with in the Justice League, the other heroes, he knows their weaknesses, and he basically has plans to neutralize every one of them. And Vandal Savage steals those plans and alters them. It's just amazing how it comes about. And Batman is just, after this movie, he's even more of my favorite superhero.
Yeah. No, this was a great one.
Awesome. Why'd you wait so long to watch it? You doubted me again.
I don't know. I'm busy, man. I'm busy.
Time, man. Busy?
I know. Well, I was wrong. I should have watched it immediately when you told me. It took Essay to put it on for me to understand it.
Thank God. Don't listen to me, though. That's okay.
It also has 440,000 ratings, so I guess they can't be wrong.
So you don't listen.
All right. I think that's it, Michael.
That is it. I'm going to try to stream Snickers' birthday party this weekend. Are you going to be there?
No, I will block that.
That's very nice. That's a nice attitude by you.
I saw what you did to the YouTube page. I just saw it, by the way.
What's that?
I just finally saw the YouTube page. I didn't notice what you did, but now I do.
That's not her. That's another cat. But we increased like 100 subscribers after that. They thought it was about cats. So, Snickers' birthday. She's going to be 1 year old. I'm very excited. I got to go get the little party hats and the birthday cake. Try to get with her. Yeah, whatever. The hell do? You dress your dog up like Darth Vader. I was going to say a bad word for the soundboard. Yes, you did. You dressed your dog up like a Star Wars character. Did you
rumored.
Not?
Rumored.
I got a picture. I'm going to put it up on Facebook, tag you, and then I'll go up on IFTTT. There you go.
No.
Drop. Okay. So we are out of here now. You can follow him at Culmination the Cat Hater. That's your new Twitter.
That's my new Twitter.
He's a cat hater. You can tweet me at Michael Manna. And also you can like Snickers the Cat Facebook fan page, which was recently created for her birthday. There you go. You can follow Suncast. That's Suncast with a K at Suncast. There he is. Staying quiet. You like cats? Not like cats? What's the deal?
I like cats. I don't necessarily like people that are throwing them birthday parties and whatnot.
You don't like me.
Pretty much.
That's okay. I'm coming to Michigan soon. That's all right. No problem.
Don't you know I live in Detroit? I got all my peeps here.
That's right.
Yeah, I can tell by
looking. You won't even make it in Detroit. You'll get gunned down first.
Wow.
Down the Sharker Mafia.
Oh
God. You can't sound. I'm sorry. You can't sound tough. I have to call out. I have to do calling out Suncast now.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Suncast.
Give up on it. All right. So this is episode 145, June 12th, 2013. Next week, 146, more Xbox One, more PS4, some videos from Snicker's birthday party, which Colm will like. But for now, for everybody here at the T4 show, thank you and best of luck in all your future happy birthday Snickers endeavors.